The following is for entertainment purposes only. We are not financial advisors. We are not responsible for any losses, only the profits.
Are you one of those guys or girls that just can't make up your mind about Riot or Mara? Should I go Riot or should I go Mara? One is up, one is down. Now they're the same. Which one should I put my money in? If you've seen some of my previous videos, I'd probably tell you what I tell you about all of them all. Split it. If you can't decide, cut it in half. If you want to be in the two biggest runner players in the market, I would say it's probably them. For crypto miners, that's what we're talking about. These people digitally, physically mine cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, right? They got warehouses, they put the computers in, and they just run them all day, and they create magical Bitcoins. To keep it simple, we'll just keep it right there. Right now, we've got a big discrepancy in price, though. Now, these were all running synergy together, just like this. They're 20, 25, 26, 20, 22, 26, 27, and then one broke. Why did one break? Why did one break? Same reason stuff always breaks. On StockTwits, Riot has 63,972 followers. This is something you got to pay attention to. How much love does this brand already have in place? Is it cool yet? I'd say it's probably cool already. But sometimes, a lot of times, the coolest kids on the block, all the financial stuff doesn't even matter, and it's just what flavor of the week is it, right? This is where the value investors just won't get it. We're talking about growth here, big growth. Look at this spike right here, 48 million volume last couple days. We started talking about this thing, of course, way back here, $4-ish, and this thing has rallied all the way to $53-ish recently, which is absolutely crazily awesome if you're in it with us. Are you guys in it? We're going to go over some actual key differences, some new information. I found some great breakdowns and some charts, so that way you've got a little bit of due diligence in your back pocket to whip out. Now here's Mara. They've got 77,471. So technically Mara's got more fans of the brand. It's by 7,000, let's call it 10% more. About 10% more love out there. But look at this. Mara's only sitting at 38. So does that mean we should YOLO into Riot? Because Riot's at 49. What happened? Are people just going to like Riot forever now? And that's what we're going to do? We're going to YOLO into it? That's what most people are going to do. But that's not what we should do. I'm going to teach you and train you to get in the one that's not the flavor of the week. Because eventually, these have that rubber band effect where you pull the rubber band and they get so tight and then they just match up again. If you don't believe me, look at the charts. Go look at the charts of Mara and Riot. I've been studying these for months and months on end. It always happens. Could this be the time that Riot just takes off to outer space and Mara just goes down? Sure. But history likes to repeat itself. The rubber band effect on this one is so apparent. Why not buy Mara when it's way cheaper? Like 20% cheaper? 25% cheaper? I'd rather put my money in Mara right this second. I'm going to make it even better case and talk to the growth and the value bros here in a second. Not only that, we've been pointing this out, but keep this in mind too. There's something in the charting patterns called a cup and handle, where you get a big U, and then on the side of a teacup, you turn it sideways, and you got the handle, right? This looks like basically what you probably got going on here. Got a big U, got this huge run up. We basically hit all-time highs again, a little bit higher, but it looks like it's wants to come down and do that cup handle. Chip from Beauty and the Beast turns sideways. It's going to come down to the handle, and then it's going to make it another rally up. Now, big term catalyst, macro catalyst with both of these is if we keep getting articles like we got last week, where places like Oracle, Tesla, Miami, the city, are all talking about taking their money and turning it into Bitcoin. If we get more articles, even half as cool as last week, I can still see these things flying next week. Now, if we get sizzled out, which I could totally see happening too, where we just don't get any cool articles, we get a bunch of negative articles for a week, they might even give us even better entries. That's up to you to figure out on Monday morning, maybe even tomorrow. We might even, not Monday, Tuesday morning. But tomorrow we might even get some articles. If we get some pump articles, I bet these things both fly. I found this fantastic article that broke down like the top miners, Bitcoin miners out there. They did way more intricate job on this than I will ever take the time to do. So I'm going to use it. If you want to come check it out, come over here and click down in the description of my video, and you can click on this image. It'll take you right to their site. Props to them for it. Thank you for the people that did this. What are we looking at here? Graphs. I love graphs. Why? Because they're made out of numbers, and numbers cannot lie. Unless your data is a lie. But we'll just go with what we got here. We've talked about a lot of these before. We got HUT, Hive. We've talked about BTBT. Talked about a bunch of these before. I like these little plays, but again, sometimes the one or two unicorns, they just will go to outer space and leave the other ones behind. I still think it's good to have exposure to maybe a handful of these, you know, make your own little ETF. But I would personally rather have it heavily weighted in the unicorns that have the best brand recognition, Mara and Riot. Check this out though. They're showing mining capacity, existing, delivered, and contracted. That's what we're showing here. Future deliveries by 2021, which is this year. They're saying by the end of the year, Mara is basically gonna, looks like to me, about 3x what Riot can do. Now that'd put Riot in second place. But if Mara can 3x the second place, dude, those numbers are massive. Now, with this future growth that isn't proven and probable yet, right? They went and bought a bunch more miners, and what they're saying is by this end of the year, they're going to be able to hit these numbers. We do carry a little bit more risk just in case they're not able to hit those numbers, but if they can get anywhere close to doubling even, or for sure close to tripling numbers of Riot, I could see Mara rubber banding, doing the next rubber band up, right? Maybe Riot will come back down and Mara will zip up. I'm going to keep proving the case here. Capacity additions timeline by company PHs. Right over here, we got Mara in the yellow. Then we got Riot in the orange. You see that? Looks about the same. And BTBT's below it. Down below, down below. HUT, you know, I like those. But look at Mara, dude. Monster swings. Figure 5, purchases by cryptocurrency manufacturing during 2019, 2020, and January 2021. This is why I don't care about valuations. You know, I'm starting to get some hate about that, but y'all just don't understand how money works in big business, in business alone. Because the companies that are usually spending the most amount of money, who have the worst looking balance sheets on paper, tend to be the most successful. Why? Because they're aggressive and they're taking their funds, taking new funds from people and reinvesting it. They're taking every dime they can find in the universe, dumping it back into their company, which is going to give them charts that look like this. Imagine if you owned any company where your second place guy was over 100% behind you. Yeah, I want to be a part of that. You kidding me? I love how aggressive Mara is with buying and just spending like crazy on more miners. They're like, oh, we made an extra 10 million here, another 20 million there. We're buying more miners, period. I ain't taking no vacations. Yeah, let's reinvest it. I'll take a look at this though. The average cryptocurrency mining equipment delivered lead times by company in the past 6 months though, because remember what we've been talking about is future projections for and by the end of the year of 2021. But currently, in the past 6 months, Riot is actually above Mara. I'd say maybe 20-25%. So right now, Riot's the cool kid on the block, proven mining. But as we've seen up top, by the end of the year, Mara should absolutely go to town on it, blow it out of the water. Now, could Riot now follow suit and buy an extra whatever $1 million worth of miners to then have even better projections of Mara? Yeah. But again, that's that rubber band effect. They're always fighting each other to be number one. And then they ride together, and then one will come out with a better press release and come up, and then they'll catch back up. All right? Come down here, though. Average efficiency added machines since 2019. This is showing, as far as I can tell from reading this, this is watts per terahash, I believe this is what this means. I don't actually even know if lower is better. I'm kind of thinking because the lower amount of watts, I think, is what this stands for, that you have to use to make something is probably better in this space. I'm just throwing this up there for you guys. I don't know what this is better or worse, but regardless of what this is showing is, to me, they're about the same. BT might be the worst or the best. I don't know. Can you guys tell me, is efficiency, do I have it right? The lower this number is, the better? If so, Riot, Mara are pretty darn close. Right, Hive, doing great. Over here, total investment, CapEx, and added capacity by company in 2019, 2020, January 21. Mara, look at this. We're talking about added capacity. Unbelievable. Riot, let's call it 85, whatever this is measuring. Mara up to like 240. Total investment, CapEx added. These are big numbers, people. These are huge numbers. In conclusion to what this guy was finding, he said, in this report, we analyzed investments of each of the 9 listed cryptocurrency mining companies throughout 2019-2020. Marathon Patent Group, Mara, emerged from being a relatively small player in the beginning of the period to potentially becoming the largest miner by the end of this year. However, much of the company's capacity has not yet been delivered, and given the most suppliers ask for 50% deposit upon closure, this results in Marathon having significant amounts of capital committed to equipment and vendors. I'm fine with that. Leading to higher risk for investors. I'm cool with that. The listing cryptocurrency mining market, once dominated by Canada, seems to be shifting south of the border to the US, which is kind of surprising. I mean, I understand the think tank of Bitcoin is really big in America, but it's just crazy for me to think that even Americans aren't taking these warehouses where these are happening and putting them in different places like Greenland, Iceland, Canada, the middle of Russia somewhere. I don't know. Like, I know a lot of places are doing that, but that's just kind of weird to me. How, like, is it really cheaper to mine over in America? It's hard for me to believe, because I know one of the hardest things to do is keep these things nice and cool. If you're in Canada, where the average temperature is maybe 40 degrees or 50 degrees in the middle of nowhere, it's probably a lot easier to keep stuff cool. I don't know. What am I missing for that? Am I missing something, or is it just because the U.S. people just want the U.S.? Maybe that too. Once dominated in Canada, is now in the U.S. North America has established itself as a major growing region for the cryptocurrency mining. Finally, due to the capital raising capability provided by exuberant equity markets, listed miners, once a relatively small part of the cryptocurrency mining industry, seem to be becoming significant industry players. And, this is the thing. With Bitcoin price going at all-time highs, all-time highs like yesterday, I think. Maybe like overnight, I don't know. It's been crazy. We're like getting close to 50,000. I think once we break 50, it's just next thing we're heading to is 100, dude. What's going to stop it? If Oracle's jumping in Miami, Apple was saying last week they're going to jump in. They've been planning this for a long time, because it was like a snap of a finger all of a sudden on Tesla's website. Would you like to pay with Bitcoin? Pay here. It's already set up. This has been in the cogs, in the working station for a long time. So let's take a look at Mara's press releases that they've released. The last one they had was February 1st. In stock timing, that's a long ways away. That was 2 weeks ago. Before that, January 28th. All right, that was a close one, but Bitmap ships 4,000 miners to Marathon. So they ordered 4,000 new miners. On February 1st, they got a boost. January 28th, Marathon Patent Group approves 1-year grant to world-renowned Bitcoin core developer Jonas. All right, Marathon invests $150 million in Bitcoin. So again, this is one of those synergy plays where these miners are taking their cash and either buying Bitcoin, so that's making the price go up, which is making their miners more valuable, right? It's the whole synergy thing. It's crazy. Or they're taking that money and buying more miners. They're both going to just make the value of the company go up. I love this play. I just totally love it. They got a new board of directors in. You know, some good news. It's just good news. Good news. But Riot has more recent press releases. In fact, they have two. February 11th, Riot blockchain achieves milestone in 1 EHS and hash rate capacity with receipt and deployment of 2,002 miners. So Mara grabbed 4,000 of those S19 miners, but Riot grabbed 2,000, which is only half. So see, Riot is still trying to grab more miners, but Mara did it 2x, right? But the thing is, the timing that these were pumped out was right at the perfect time. Like right when Elon was talking about Apple, all them, that was in the past 2 weeks. And in the past 2 weeks, Riot has had these press releases. Then in February 8th, Riot Blockchain announces appointment of Jason Les as CEO and appointment of new director. So they got a new CEO. Maybe the last one wasn't cool. I don't know. I don't know about that. Can someone tell me, is that like a hallelujah thing? We got a new CEO on there? And then appoints a new director. That's great. And then January 19th, Riot Blockchain announces S19 Pro Antminer fleet expansion. Again, they're expanding, but I really think why you've got the rubber band effect heavy right now with Riot being up is they've got two press releases this month where Mara has none. They had one of the first, but nowhere in the last 2 weeks. And I think that just synergized with the whole Elon and Apple and all those people coming out. So, what do we want to look at? Look at the chart. So, Riot. This is Riot here. Riot is the green and red candles. This orange solid line down here, I actually put in, this is Mara. So, as you can see, they were running together. They were running together for a while. Y'all see this down here? They were pretty much running solid together. And then what happened? So this line right here is that last press release. This is also when the news was starting to break about Elon and all that. So they're both bound to go up. But then they hit it, they smacked it again. So they got two press releases where Mara has zero within this said graph that we're looking at now. These white lines going north and south, vertical, these are when Riot has had press releases and Mara hasn't. So what's going on? I think Mara's just kind of sizzling. It still wants to jump, but it's just waiting for a press release. Hopefully it's a good press release that comes out next. I'm sure it would be. If not, they usually have a semi-bad one and then a good one lined up to make it counteract itself, right? But what am I getting at? Why are we even talking about this? Because I know most people are going to look at what's going on with Riot lately and probably think they should buy more Riot. My advice, just pay attention to the charts. The charts tell you these usually run exactly together. Okay. I'd say maybe try to get some of this one. While it's not as cool as Riot, especially because that money situation where they're looking to 2.5, 3x capacity compared to Riot this year. Wait till Mara starts posting numbers from those new miners. Do you realize? Then what's going to happen? Riot's going to come down, and Mara's going to zip up. Okay, and they're going to fight with that rubber band. It's cool though. I love actually being a part of both of these. And I'm in both of these. I just know there's always new folks who aren't in any of these stocks we talked about for months on end. And so I just wanted to show you, if you do want to get into any of the Bitcoin miners, I still would suggest going in and watching maybe my 5 to 10 videos I have on Bitcoin miners that are way smaller, because a lot of times those are easier to multiply. We're here to multiply, not get little percents, right? So maybe dabble in those. Just look at the charts. Find one of them if you like it. Look at the chart. If it looks like it's slightly cheap via the graph, right? Just buy some and forget about it. If you're a Bitcoin bull and you think that Bitcoin's going to keep going up for at least 6 months, I think it's a good place to start. That or get Mara instead of Riot this second. It's my recommendation for now. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. We also have a Discord if you want to jump on that, or a Patreon if you wouldn't mind joining. We'd love to see you out there. Lots of people are multiplying. We hope you do too. See you out there tomorrow.
Did you know that we give away free silver? Simply leave a comment on the video, and as long as you're in the continental United States, you can be automatically entered to win. Please friend us on Twitter and StockTwits.